All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Don't let them make you believe that I removed the red and blue lights from my property because of this, and I'm, anti-police and all that. I'm just removing them because I don't like them. I'm sending them back to Amazon. I'm going to use just the white light. I'm probably going to. I just took one section out of the planter lights, and they look better. They're too tall the way they are. So I took one section out. That looked great. So I'm probably going to have to put. I'm going to somehow strap it to that mailbox pole. So let's see what this person does. So they went up to the end of that road now. And are they pulling in or are they turning around? Turning around. All right. They just did that on the other road. Right. I'm going to go just, maybe they're looking at this, development, but I'm going to drive up this way. Right. Thanks, Larry. Watch children things on too, which means to watch children signs. Like I never saw that sign driving up this road or I didn't see it for like about 2 weeks. Now I see it, so that means there's something up. Black pickup truck, white cap. Might be looking for something to steal at night. I mean, it's normal to take a look at a trailer place like this if you're thinking of moving in or something. Drive around, but just kind of hinky something up. And then if if they're looking to like harass people here into hating me or something like that, they'll start doing stuff like that, stealing stuff, harassing them, and then they find that if they treat me poorly, then they get something. That's welcome to the LDS Church and the Baptist Church, because that's what I've seen all along. I can't tell you what's going on in your Methodist churches. I've not been in one, nor the Presbyterian. But the fundamental Baptists are not independent to begin with, and they sold out. Believe me. Right? They work for narcos, man. It's a chain of people, but all the money comes from the narcos and the sex trafficking. Right? Agree there. Yeah. Oh well, no. I get money from LDS people. I get money from Baptist people. Yeah, who pays them? The narcos and the sex traffickers, the ones that you protect, put up in the $1 million neighborhoods, so the DEA can't see them. Right. That looks like that person's gone. Trying to think of where I want to go tonight. I gotta get some shopping done. All right, Lord said we gotta go to Butler because we gotta heal Butler, even though it's more convenient to go to Gibsonia. I have a need to heal Butler. What's this person doing? Oh, he's taking for the red light. I don't want to go around and ruin his light. His photo. Oh, you got your red light photo. No, trying. If this person's part of it, I mean, it could be independent, but the license plate is part of the psyop to try to make me see license plates everywhere. Has my address with other numbers in it, but has a previous address in there too. Right. Well, you punk! That's not coming in front of me and saying I'm the one that broke into your storage unit or your apartment. You punk bitches. When a person's laying dead in an old folks home, you bring some sicko nurse that you trained up to pull the plug on all the equipment. Like in Kansas, that nurse they just put in prison, right? Pieces of shit. Oh, we're here now. That's who those nurses are. They're deep state. The nurses that are killing people, they're trained up by the deep states, Bycraft style.
Agreed. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, they're gonna hear a dinner bell, all right, in hell. I'm part of the Caring Angel program. I care. A sign that said Caring Angel, a billboard, light LED billboard. You know what I love being in Pennsylvania for? Neon lights. I thought it was just me, So it gets a Pennsylvania thing. Right. That wasn't neon, it was LED. But I saw, like the guy I got the U-Haul from, he's got tons of neon. Obviously paid a pretty penny and did it because there's some neon. Yay! Yeah, Pennsylvania already owes me a full house, but I'm still like dazed by this nice place that this builder was able to give me in a trailer park. Right.
Thank you, Larry.
That's even nicer than my mother's condo, to tell you the truth. I hated that place. It was like a little cave. Right. Well, my brother just fixed it up. I mean, he just spent a lot of money. It's probably lighter and airier and brighter. Right. He's just down there right now. His wife just came back to feed the cats. But now I know why my brother couldn't figure out what I was talking about, and why he was so chilled about stuff, because he's living in Pennsylvania. Right. Oh, there's crooks here, but hopefully we destroy them. See how well my curses work. They're all cursed, and their families are cursed. A greater work shall I do. Don't compare me to what Jesus did, because my work's greater. He thinks it is. I guarantee it. He said it many times into my mind. Call upon Jesus. Time is up. You get it? We're coming for all of you. Y'all the Dollar Generals. Yeah, they wouldn't break in if they showed up on cameras. What would happen is the cop would go, well, you probably left it unlocked. I'm not going through that. Right. They either paid off the owner or they hacked into the system. Right. And they have a connect somewhere, maybe like in the state lab or something. Right. So, oh no, this video wasn't altered at all. I don't know if you could tell, digitally, does it really show? Right. I'm sure CIA could do it so it wouldn't show. That's the scam, to make you believe that there's actually a way to detect everything. That's an age-old CIA scam. Right? And again, there's CIA contractors, former people that are trained on the side, not officially. Right? Shelton and Henry were unofficially trained as assassins to cover up the crimes of the CIA and all the cronies. Right? Again, it's not the CIA bigger, and the whole world's a cult. Really. The question is whether they're a crooked cult and harm people, or just makes themselves rich. Right. Right. The whole world's a cult. I've known that for 20 years at least. The whole world's a cult. Right. Every place you go it's a cult. Not so much here. Darn whitetails. Oh, 2 of them hit. Now they're probably same time too. We gotta invent. Did you invent something? Like, what about that? I know that thing on your car probably doesn't work. The Whistler or whatever. You put it on your car as an ornament, or on each corner of the fender. What was that? Remember those things? I don't think they work, but again, there's probably something we can put on roads. Right? Like every so often, it might cause them to run off the roads. It's on Pittsburgh. I guess was this 8 or what's the number up here? Before you get to the car dealers going north from Penn Township. Kind of, I guess this is still maybe Penn Township. Right side of the road before you get to Vogel. Yeah, I was designing a system where we can just pull people over, like shut off their car. There's sensors in the road that communicate with the car, and what it does is it keeps the car safe. So it'll slow it down when it needs to slow down. It'll like kind of autonomous, but much more generalized. So the government could shut your vehicle down if you're a crook. Yeah, it'd be great if you had them drones. I mean, I know you can still have helicopters, but I mean, a drone beats a helicopter for surveillance work. Right. And I mean, a real drone is like high in the sky and all that. They were sitting there, surplus. I don't know if they blocked me or not, but I think they blocked it. Every city should have had at least a few full-size drones. Right? And we have somebody fleeing on the highway, everybody drops back and the drone continues. Right? Right. So, the drone could cover a region, not just the city itself, especially if you had 3 drones or 4 drones. Now, again, they don't have to be like a Reaper drone, but that idea, similar size. Right? So it doesn't have to be as expensive. But again, these were surplus. And then when Ukraine fired up, they sent them all over there. And the cartel said, hallelujah. 100%. Now you have to do them little stupid drones. So a couple police departments got some bigger ones recently. Right? Well, you need something that's going to be stable in a little bit of wind, like a Reaper drone. You can fly it like a real aircraft. Right. So again, back in the day, everybody jumped onto helicopters and stuff. I know, we had contract officers that were state troopers that became pilots, right? And medics, and flew those helicopters. So I knew quite a few of them. But again, the idea is why didn't we just hop on the full size drone wagon the same way? Because everything went corrupt. It's no longer the idea that we're large and in charge. It's like the cartel and the billionaires are large and in charge. I swear some of them billionaires made money off of narcotics importation. I guarantee it. I mean, they're too close to narcotics not to have financed their business on the back of narcotics. Agreed. Who was that? Pennsylvania State Police. Inside, I don't know. And next Mandel, and now here's Schaefer's. Mandel was a governor of Maryland, and Schaefer was a governor of Maryland. Yeah, Jim Spicer was protected Schaefer. It wasn't Mandel. Mandel was before him, I think. Right.
Here we are in I can see gargoyles, spiritual gargoyles flying off of the building over there. Got evil problems here. Got full-fledged gargoyles. Oh, it is evil, great. But the people aren't necessarily evil; they're possessed. Like if you're not a wealthy person, you can't control your mind, all that much, unless you got God. Right? And that isn't like, oh, I got God, God, because I'm better than you. It's nothing to do with that. Again, I see people in that type of life as a victim. Again, as long as you're not like deep state and like I say, then I don't, I don't have anything with you. I mean, I want to stop drugs and all that stuff, but some of these people involved in drug distribution, they're just not, they're not going to hell. They're just stuck because somebody possessed them. Right? Yeah, it was great to be in the Marshal Service and work on some of them high threat trials because you meet some of these big gangsters who kill people and, they. And when they get caught, a lot of people say, "Oh, they're just sorry because they're caught." No, I talked to some people and they were whacked. They were like, and I never knew the answer because I was asleep in the government, like most people. Most people that are in the government are asleep, but I was pretty much asleep. And but he killed somebody that was in his kindergarten class when he was like 16. Like like later in life, they were like rivals in the gang. But he's my friend in kindergarten. Like he finally woke up. They were a lot of them were on medicine, man. They were so whacked over what had happened. So again, it's like a PTSD thing and all that. And there are dirty cops that will just curse black people to be criminals because they think that's their place in life. Right? If I'm going the right way. Let's see this section. I got to find out where that building is, where the old synagogue was. I have to peel that area. Maybe somebody will wake up and develop it into a historical site. Actually, I got to write somebody on that. So no lie, I was in a Irish pub in Cockeysville, Maryland. I think I was staying in a hotel. It was after I lived there, and it was like next door to the hotel or something. And I was starting to wake up, and I go to the wall, and it has the Irish coat of arms or something like that, the coat of arms of certain families. And Armstrong was one of it, and I saw Armstrong. And all these years, I had a connection to Armstrong. And of course, I had a pretty good Armstrong myself. If you know the coat of arms, it's an arm with a bolting bison or something. Actually, no, the original one I think was the sword or something like that. But there was one where it's like an arm. Oh no, it's a sword and the arm. Right. It's the bare arm, not the coat of arms. Or coat of armor. Thanks, Larry. Actually, I think I want to be over next on 422. Actually, I have to go that way, right? I think. Yeah, because that goes to Newcastle. I want to go back around the other way. Yeah, I know where I'm at. No, I love being in Pennsylvania. I'm ready for the fight, no matter how disabled I am. What do you? This person got a ring, I guess. Okay, I gotta go. I want to go the other direction, right? I want to go east. Oh, I can't get on there. This one. Oh, it's over here. Yeah, it's towards the Newcastle. Oh, here's east. So it's east the way I want to go, or is it west? I can't remember. I think it's the other way. I want to go to Maybe not. I'll just go this way. Have the heel is there anyway. Fairfield, Marriott, heel. Whoa. Rot gangsters. Hopefully within 6 months we're launching drone missiles in New Mexico. So what they think is like if I stay at home because I don't have money or I had a load of stuff in the back of my van and I just didn't feel like uh, actually no I don't think I went the wrong way. I'm not sure though. I have to get off. I grab my other phone and do a search when I get off the highway. I know where I'm at. I just don't. Okay, I could figure it out if I. No, I think we're the wrong way. I think the doctor's getting over me. All right, I'm gonna stop over here real quick on the side of the highway. Get my thingy, my phone. I'll see my friends at Walmart. No, it has nothing to do with what they're telling you. It has to do with them taking money from narcotics distributors, like drug traffickers. Let's see where I'm at. So where do I go? What's it trying to do here?
Head southeast toward Pennsylvania 68 west, then turn left onto Pennsylvania 38 north, Pennsylvania 68 east.
That's showing me something weird. I'm gonna go back on the highway. Yeah. Going to the wrong direction. Well, what I didn't do,
At the
I
light,
still can't
turn
do it
left
till I
onto
get over there.
Pennsylvania 38
If I were over
north,
there.
Pennsylvania 68 east, then slide right onto the ramp to Newcastle.
Right, so I have to go towards Newcastle. That's probably wrong. But like the Aldi, I remember coming off and seeing the Aldi. If I could just stop for a second and just look at what direction the Aldi was. I think I knew it when I first got to that section, but then if I got spun around. But now I know it's Newcastle.
Slide right onto the ramp to Newcastle.
It was like right. Oh shoot! Oh yeah, these people are going nuts. I got that food drive on. Might be speeding actually.
In 1,000 feet, merge onto US 422 west.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to figure it out in my head where it went wrong, but I can't because I can't get my bearing at that first entrance. That's where I exited last time to get to the gig drop. I'll end up going that way again anyway. Yeah, if I had just came back to Pennsylvania that's why Satan blocked me. If I had came back to Pennsylvania for even one day, I probably would have left every other place and came back. Right. So Hashem said the plan is for the uh, clay oil lamps is I need a variety of clay oil lamps, and I need to rotate them out. Like I said, for people in the media, although when you get up to a certain level, sometimes you don't have to rotate as much. It's weird to be back in Pennsylvania. Well, because this is like, I don't know, it's familiar, I get, but I've never been to Butler. I've never been to Allegheny County as far as I know, or Butler County. I guess there's still some normalcy. I guess the trees, the
In 2 miles, take the Pennsylvania
clouds are
356
so
north
bad.
exit toward Lindora, Butler.
I don't know. Right, I guess all I have to do is cut. I have a hole cutter set somewhere. So all I have to do is cut a hole the size of the pole, and space it like an inch apart, and then cut it in half, and then I can use that as a spacer between the mailbox pole and the light post pole. And I could actually probably at that point cut some rubber and just get some like thick like hose clamps or something, and put some rubber underneath it. And then it won't mess up the pole. But I have to redo it.
In a half mile, take the Pennsylvania 356 north exit toward Lindora, Butler.
If they want to let me, it feels like it's pretty stable. I'm not sure what all they did, if they poured concrete or not. I know they put it in the day I moved in. I don't know how.
Take the Pennsylvania 356 north exit, then continue on to Pennsylvania 356.
North exit. What? There is no north exit. Oh, it's what? That was screwed up. I didn't see it. I didn't see it north exit. Now go back and see if it's there.
In half a mile, turn left onto Greenwood Drive.
Greenwood. I worked with a guy in a BOP. His name was Glenn Wood. He was a former Marine.
Take the next left onto Greenwood Drive. Continue on Greenwood Drive for 1 mile.
Yeah, so that Chicago investigation is quashed. It's textbook. It's actually it's very textbook actually. Right. The guy was resisting with force the whole way. You could see him. Right. It doesn't matter if he was cuffed. He still resisted with force. Lucky he didn't get sprayed. Right. He was trying to tell him to stop. I could hear his voice faintly, I think, in it. And he was trying to, he gave him the verbal commands and everything. Right?
I agree. Wild.
Well, the break-in may have been an attempt to psyop me against Trump. I'm not sure at this point. Right? And there are people in government, I think, that are doing other things. I gotta ignore it, but like, online and stuff, just try. And again, it could be the H-1B Indian people making it look like everyone else, right? As they hack my ex, right?
Agreed.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Newcastle Road.
Elon's H-1B army. You'd have done better if you let people like me get in. You went a lot further, right? Instead of killing us out and hiring foreigners and crooked cops.
Take the next right onto Newcastle Road.
Okay, pulmonary associates are healed. Something's going around because the other ones were lung tests, the billboard. So again, getting lost, Hashem allowed it so I could get this message. So we have to heal lungs and lung science and lung medicine. Right. Pulmonary. That's where the doctors, maybe because the doctors, maybe we're hearing from the doctors. Like, maybe they're having trouble with their pulmonary stuff, their efforts in pulmonary science. Right? I mean, people are still smoking, and of course, you got lungs from all this mines and all the other stuff people were into in their lifetime, right? The steel work indoors. Right? Thank you, Larry. Look, I went by the billboard. There was two doctors up there talking about testing and pulmonary or lung, helping lungs by getting tested or detecting or something like that. And then over there it said the pulmonary associates. And the pulmonary associates. I was like, I got to heal this place. What is it? Yeah, the name, and I clicked. Right. Well, the doctor could just be sitting there thinking, grieving over something and thinking, and it eventually, makes it to us healers and stuff.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Butler Crossing.
Thank you, Larry.
Turn left onto Butler Crossing.
Where? There. Okay. There. Here.
In 800 feet, turn right to stay on Butler Crossing.
Somebody's Catholic out there. Butler Crossing.
At the stop sign, turn right to stay on Butler Crossing. Then you will arrive at your destination.
Wama! I love shopping Wama. Wama. WHMA. Wama.
You have arrived.
I have arrived. It's easy enough to covet stuff. I mean, it's sad that you don't get your due in life, but when you realize what people are doing to get stuff, I mean, it's evil. Right? They sent them home on 1Q. Everyday price, 3 signs, $1. 111. Quiet on Sunday. Wow, people moving so slow. I gotta heal. They need massages. We have to force massage therapy to be covered by insurance somehow. It's not a luxury. It's actually would save the insurance companies tons of money. Right? We need to force that somehow. I say 10 massages a year. Almost once a month, but not quite. Right? And if you want any more, you got to pay for them yourself. Because that's why people get sick. It's all neurological from tightness and all that stuff. It's all that happened to me, and they knew it. That's why they blocked it. That's why they psyoped it. Might have been married around here. A bunch of Looney Tunes these people are. The reserve parking at Walmart was my idea. It really was. Don't let them tell you it wasn't. It was my idea. I told them, I said, you got to do something. You can't just pull up front like somebody's in there with a gun every day, right? And people are freaking out. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Right. I said, you got to get a parking spot for law enforcement. And then there they were. Well, they'll jump 2 cars, to the front of Walmart, 3 cars, because there's a shoplifter, But people are wondering, is there a shooter in there? Should I go in or should I go home? Right. See, I'm a seer, so I connect to the people. Right. And they put most of the seers out of law enforcement, so you don't have a clue, do you? Right. Because they don't want to be arrested. The dirty people didn't want to be arrested, so they put the seers out. Like, I didn't have a clue what Hughes was saying. Johnny Hughes was corrupt. And he was like, you got to be careful what we see, or I forget exact words, but I'm like, what? But he was a devil, and I didn't know. I was like, what is that? So he was casting spells on me and shit. Actually, someone's put out DEA under questionable circumstances, like drug dealing circumstances. Now, of course, you have a deep state. It doesn't matter to get another job, right? Yeah, the gangsters. All right, so what I want to do, I guess I can walk in Walmart, just have a conversation with the world. I don't have my shirt. Well, I guess it don't matter. Yeah, there's no doubt I was supposed to have a hearing aid first time I went to VA for it. Somebody set me up, right? I mean, they still gave me money, but they said I didn't hear. I didn't have trouble hearing, but I think it's bullshit, right? Because I was in massages around that period. I'm going, what, right? So again, the whole thing is, he's not hard of hearing. He's not this. He's not really disabled, right? Because they were killing me, and people say, "What are you killing him for?" They go, "Oh, you're not really disabled. He's scamming all of us." I mean, I'm still in person. It's not that I'm not engaged. Again, they had to disability retirement. I would have been gone.
those government people, they don't know. They don't have just because they're Jews. They're the thing we wrestle against. Again, it's not everybody in government, but it's one of them. Again, it's not hard to read the Bible and get it straight. Church. Okay, something nice in this Walmart. I think I have everyone in here. I think you changed the restaurant. Which one? Oh, that's the other one. This one had, I don't know which one had the KFC and Colonel Sanders, like a full-size Colonel Sanders. Am I still broadcasting? Yes, yeah. You know, I woke up, I was tripped out because, again, I figured everything out and the Bible made sense. And but again, they didn't want to tell me. They wanted to tell me. Well, see, Satan has to see. So Satan was telling them, you know, oh, they actually have it here. What else is it? The Impossible stuff. It's not hard for them how they make it. Someone just saturated. Take vegetarian food, put saturated food. They don't have the value tax here. Well, I mean, you know, we're in German, meat eating territory. Not good at times, but yeah, it's like you can't even get like the bean burritos here. It's all beef, steak, chicken, egg and cheese. It's all cholesterol. I'm shopping on cholesterol stuff. Fuck like that. You love cholesterol. You'll love our Butler, Pennsylvania Walmart. All the restaurants, big restaurants everywhere. Yeah, I can pull it out. I'll do it. Remember, if you want to break in and I catch you in there. Nice rice pudding here. Sunday. I'm surprised they have anything. I'm very appreciative of your Walmart. That's your stock. But the window is I get that. Hey, these people are Sears. They'll take our job. Sorry. Yeah. That is the entire Walmart system. Probably do already. That young girl, but you can see her. She's not hidden. She's supposed to be hidden. And kids are supposed to be hidden from adults. She's not hidden. So like there's a connection in the pedophilia events where the kid sees the adult. He's not supposed to see the adult. It gives a false comfort. And that may be the trigger that triggers the pedophile.